The forgotten prisoner of the space was silent. No voices, no wind. No life, just cold metal floating in the blackness of space. This was an old alien research station, abandoned, forgotten, left to rot between the stars. Ships had passed by, but no one ever stopped. The station gave no signal, no lights, no answers. Until today, a small human ship slowed down near it. Inside was Leo, a scavenger. He searched dead stations like this to find old tech, wires, or anything to sell. Life in space was hard, and scavenging was how he survived. Leo landed his ship on the station's edge. The docking doors creaked open with a hiss. He stepped inside with a flashlight, helmet, and a small oxygen tank. The air was thin, cold. He walked slowly, boots echoing in the empty halls. Most rooms were empty. Broken screens, dead lights, old machines covered in dust. "This place is useless," Leo whispered. Then his flashlight hit a red glow. A door. Different from the others, clean, undamaged. A red light blinked slowly above it. Tap, tap, tap. Like a heartbeat, Leo moved closer. The door didn't open. But it wasn't locked. He pushed, and it slid open with a low hum. Inside was a single room. Glowing blue lights lined the walls. The floor was smooth. The air was warmer. And in the center, a glass cage. It stood tall, about 10 feet high, round like a tube. Strange symbols covered its surface. Inside it, curled like a sleeping animal, was a girl. She looked human. Maybe 17 or 18 years old. Long black hair floated slightly in the fluid inside the cage. Her skin was pale. Her eyes closed. Leo stepped forward, stunned. Who? She? He said. Softly. He checked the machines around the cage. Nothing worked. No buttons. No switches. No way to open it. He looked back at her. And then her eyes opened. Leo jumped. The girl stared at him through the glass. No fear. Just silence, as if she had been waiting. Then, slowly, she raised her hand and placed it on the glass. Leo hesitated. His own hand rose and met hers, separated by the thick glass wall. The moment his fingers touched the glass, it lit up. A flash of blue. Then crack. A loud sound echoed through the room. The glass cracked where he touched it. Thin lines spread across it like spider webs. The red light above the room turned into a deep orange. A siren began to ring. Warning. Containment breach. A robotic voice said in a strange language. Leo stepped back. What did I do? The girl didn't move. But her eyes followed him. Then a low hum filled the room. The fluid inside the cage began to drain. Steam hissed. Pipes rattled, and then the glass opened. The girl fell forward, but Leo caught her. She was light, cold to the touch. Her eyes blinked fast, as if learning to see again. She opened her mouth, but said nothing. Her lips moved, but no sound came. I got you, Leo said, helping her sit down. The sirens grew louder. Red lights flashed outside the room. Something was waking up. I need to get out of here, Leo said. Come on, he helped her stand. Her legs were weak, shaking. But she held on to him. Together they walked toward the exit. As they reached the door, a loud mechanical thud echoed behind them. Leo looked back. Something moved in the shadows of the hallway. Something tall. Something metal. A security drone. It had no face. Just a single red eye. It stepped forward and aimed a weapon. Leo pulled the girl behind him. Run! He shouted. They ran through the halls, alarms screaming above them. Doors opened automatically. Lights flickered. The girl moved faster now. Her strength was returning. She looked around like she had been here before. Her hand touched a wall, and it glowed. The station responded to her touch. Doors unlocked. Lights turned green. She wasn't just a prisoner. She was something more. They reached the docking bay. Leo's ship was still there. He opened the hatch, and they climbed inside. The girl looked back at the station. Smoke filled the air. The drone was coming. But the door shut behind them. Leo started the engines. The ship lifted off. They escaped. The station began to shut down again, going dark. No more alarms. No more lights. Just silence. Back in space. Leo looked at the girl. She was sitting quietly in the corner, hugging her knees. He took off his helmet and said, "Who are you?" She looked at him. No words, but in her eyes, something ancient, something powerful, and something afraid. For 200 years, her world had been quiet. No voices, no time, just silence. And glass. But now the silence was broken. She was falling. The liquid around her had vanished. The glass cage had opened like a cracked egg. Cold air rushed over her skin. Her feet touched the metal floor. She gasped. Her first breath in centuries. Sharp, dry. Leo caught her before she could fall. He didn't know her name. Didn't know what she was. But his hands held her like she was human. She looked up at him. Her lips trembled. Not from fear. From freedom. And then the screaming began. Alert, containment breach. Intruder detected. The lights turned. Red. Leo looked around. What did I just... Wake up? From the dark hallway behind them, a mechanical sound echoed. Clank. Clank, clank. Something was coming. Leo grabbed her hand. We have to go, now. The girl stumbled at first, her legs still weak, but her eyes sharpened as they ran through the glowing corridors. Doors slammed shut behind them. The station wasn't just waking up, it was hunting. The creature following them wasn't alive. It didn't breathe. It didn't feel. It was a guard, tall, thin, metal limbs, a glowing red eye in the middle of its head. Built by the ones who had trapped her, the ones who wanted her forgotten. The girl turned her head as they ran. Her hand brushed a wall, and the door ahead of them slid open with a hiss. Leo blinked. You can control the station? She didn't answer. She didn't need to. He understood now this wasn't just a girl. This was a key, a weapon, or maybe a prisoner too dangerous to destroy. They turned a corner, a dead end. The guard's footsteps grew louder behind them. Leo aimed his small blaster, but it wasn't enough. The girl stepped forward. Her fingers glowed. Soft white light danced between her hands. She raised her palm and touched the wall. The metal melted like wax. Leo's eyes widened. How? She pulled him through the hole just before the wall reformed behind them, sealing the guard out. They were safe for now, breathing hard. Leo led her through the next corridor. It was full of broken glass, rusted panels, and floating dust. But then they found something strange. Another glass cage. Broken. Empty. Leo stared. There was another one? The girl looked at it. Her face changed. Sadness. Or fear. Was she the only one left? He wanted to ask. But there was no time. Suddenly, her voice came soft, cracked. Run. Leo turned. The guard had found another way in. It was faster now. The girl grabbed Leo's arm and they sprinted toward the docking bay. The door was open. They reached the ship. Leo helped her inside. She collapsed into a seat. He jumped into the pilot chair and activated the engine. The ship shook as it powered up. The guard entered the docking bay, aiming its weapon. The girl looked up. Her eyes were glowing now, bright white. She reached toward the ship's controls and the engine roared louder. The ship lifted into space, leaving fire behind. The guard fired, but missed. They were gone, floating in the black, surrounded by stars. Leo exhaled. Silence again, but this time it was peaceful. He looked at her. She was staring out the window, her hand pressed to the glass, like she was remembering something or someone. Leo spoke gently. What's your name? She didn't reply. He tried again. Why were you locked in there? Her voice was quiet, almost too soft to hear. I was dangerous. Leo shook his head. You saved me. She looked at him with sad eyes. No, she said. I saved you. Now they will come. Leo's heart skipped. Who will come? She looked back at the stars and said only one word. Everyone. Silence again. But not the safe kind, not the kind you enjoy after a storm. This silence was waiting. As Leo's ship drifted away from the old station, the stars outside looked calm, peaceful, but inside the ship something was wrong. The girl hadn't moved. She sat in the corner, knees pulled to her chest, her eyes staring at the floor. Leo glanced back at her. We're safe now, he said, trying to smile, but she didn't look up. She just whispered. No, we're not. Leo's smile faded. He checked the scanners. No signals, no heat trails, no ships nearby. Still, her words made the air feel colder. Who are you? he asked softly. She looked at him but didn't answer. Instead, she reached out and touched the wall beside her. The metal began to glow. Lines of strange light spread out like veins. The ship responded. Screens lit up. The controls shifted. New data appeared that Leo had never seen before. What are you doing? He asked Dot. She replied without emotion, hiding us. Leo stared at the symbols appearing on the screen. His ship, a normal junker, was now cloaked, silent, invisible. What are you? She looked away. Something they built, then feared. The lights flickered. A sound echoed from the back of the ship. Thunk dot dot dunk dot dot dunk dot dunk dunk. Leo froze. He grabbed his blaster. Stay here. He moved through the narrow hallway, checking each room. The storage bay was empty. The airlock was sealed. But the sound came again. Thunk. Thunk. He turned to the engine room and stopped. The wall was melting. No fire. Number. Heat, just slowly dissolving. Leo stepped back. No. A piece of the wall fell away, and through the hole came a thin silver drone. It looked like the guard from the station, but smaller, faster. It floated silently. A red eye, blinking. It scanned the room. Leo fired. The blast hit the drone, but it passed through like smoke. The drone turned its eye toward Leo. He fired again. No effect. Girl, he shouted. Help! The girl stood suddenly. Her eyes glowed again bright white. She walked calmly toward the back. The drone saw her. It paused. Almost like it recognized her, she raised her hand. Her fingers sparked with energy. A beam of light shot forward. The drone didn't explode. It simply vanished, like it was erased from space. Leo watched in shock. What did you just do? She said nothing, just sat back down. Leo sat too. You're not just dangerous, you're hunted, she nodded. They don't want me back. They want me gone. The ship shook. Outside, the stars bent. Leo checked the scanners. Now they were lighting up. A fleet had appeared. Large ships, alien markings. Far, but moving fast. She stood beside him. They found us. But you cloaked the ship. They're not tracking the ship, she said. They're tracking me. Leo stared at her. So? Many questions, but only one mattered now. How do we escape? She walked to the front of the cockpit, placed her hand on the controls. Suddenly, the stars outside changed. The ship moved, but the engines were quiet. No sound. No jump, just, gone from one place and in another. Leo blinked. Did we just teleport? She nodded. Once. Once? She turned toward him. I can only do it once. Now, we run. For a moment, silence returned. Real silence. Leo sat beside her, heart pounding. She looked at him, finally asking, Why did you break the glass? He didn't know how to answer. So he told the truth. You looked lonely. Her eyes softened for the first time. No machine. No guard, no drone had ever said that. Not in 200 years, she whispered. Thank you. Leo smiled until he saw the next message flashing on the screen. Unknown signal detected. Life form. Onboard matches Forbidden's class. Level X automatic warning sent to Council. Response time, 12 hours. They weren't running anymore. They were being hunted across the stars, and everyone was coming. The stars outside looked calm, but inside Leo's ship, everything was changing. The girl was standing in front of the mirror. She stared at her own reflection like she was meeting herself for the first time. Her hair was wet, her skin pale. There were no scars, no marks. But something inside her was broken. Leo watched from a distance. He didn't speak. He had seen her erase a drone with light. He had watched her open doors with a touch. He had felt the air change. When she walked into a room, she wasn't normal. And now she was glowing. Her skin shimmered softly like moonlight underwater. Leo stepped closer. Are you okay? She looked at him. Then she said her first full sentence. They put stars inside me. Leo blinked. What? They changed my blood, she said quietly. Made it, not mine. She sat down on the floor, hugging her knees. Leo sat too. She began to speak slowly. Broken memories. Like pieces of a dream. They found me. I was human once, long ago, small, weak. Her voice cracked. They took me. Cut me, replaced parts. filled me with light. Leo's eyes narrowed. Who? She looked up. The ones in white, the scientists? They called me Project Echo. I was supposed to be a weapon. But why lock you away? Because I didn't listen, she whispered. She stood up and raised her hand. A spark of energy lit her palm. I was supposed to destroy. But I refused. Leo whispered. So they locked you in the glass. Forever, she said. But I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I was awake. For 200 years. Leo felt cold inside. You weren't sleeping? He asked. She shook her head. I heard everything. Ships, voices, screams, and then nothing until you came. She walked toward him. Stood close. You are different, she said. You didn't run. You didn't try to sell me. You didn't ask for power, Leo shrugged. Maybe I'm just stupid. She tilted her head. No, you're human. He smiled. So are you. She looked down at her hands. Not anymore. Just then the ship beeped. An alert flashed on the screen. Tracking signal lost. Reacquired. Unknown vessel approaching. Leo ran to the controls. They found us again. The girl came to his side. They won't stop. Not until I'm gone. Leo tightened his grip on the control stick. Well, I'm not giving you back. She looked surprised. Why? She asked. Leo didn't know how to answer. So he said, because no one deserves to be locked in a box. Not even weapons. She blinked slowly, like she was trying not to cry. Outside, a strange ship appeared. Black, silent, no weapons visible, but the girl turned pale. That's not theirs, she said. That's worse. Leo's stomach dropped. What do you mean worse? They're not here to capture me, she said. They're here to erase me. Leo tried to steer away, but the ship didn't move. The systems froze. His screen turned black, then white. A symbol appeared, an eye with wings. The girl whispered, The erasers. Leo shouted, We need to run. No, she said. We. Hide. She placed her hands on the ship walls again. Closed her eyes. Everything went silent, even the hum of the ship. Outside, the enemy vessel scanned the area, but there was nothing. No sound, no heat, no signal. It turned and vanished into space. Leo sat back, stunned. You made the ship invisible? She opened her eyes. No, I made it not exist. For a few minutes. Leo looked at her, more confused than ever. You're not just a weapon. She nodded. I'm a mistake, she said. One they fear. Suddenly, she collapsed. Leo rushed to her side. Her nose was bleeding. Her skin flickered. Too much power. Too fast. He carried her to the medbed and checked her vitals. Her blood was glowing. He stared at the screen. Your blood isn't blood, he whispered. It's energy. She opened her eyes slightly. Don't let them take me, she whispered. Leo held her hand. I won't. Outside the ship, the stars kept watching, and far away in the heart of an empire, someone saw a light return, a signal, and a voice said, She's awake. The stars were gone. Only blackness remained, a thick wall of ships huge, silent and closing in. Leo stood at the window, watching them appear one by one. First 5, then 10. Then too many to count. The hunter fleet. They didn't fire. They didn't speak. They just surrounded, trapping him and the girl in the cold heart of space. The girl was still unconscious in the medbed. Her glow had faded. Her skin was turning pale again. Leo had tried everything: medicine, water, even power surges to recharge her. Nothing worked. She was flickering like a dying light bulb, and now they were here. A message appeared on the ship's screen. Human. Vessel. Stop all systems. Prepare to be boarded. Leo slammed his fist against the wall. No, I won't let them take her. But what could he do? He had no weapons. No allies. And the only one who could bend space with her hands was barely breathing. He looked down at her. She looked like a girl again. Just a girl, not a weapon. Not a project. Just someone tired of running. The message came again. Surrender, Subject Echo. You will not be harmed. Leo laughed bitterly. Yeah, right. But then the next message was different. It had his name. Leo Tanner, you are known to us. Do not die for her. Open your airlock, Walk out, you will live. His heart stopped. How do they know my name? He turned to the med-bed. Was it true? Had she led them to him? Suddenly she spoke. Very weak but clear. Don't go, she said. Leo rushed to her. You're awake, she nodded slowly. They always lie. I heard it. Every time. When they took the others, Leo's eyes narrowed. Others? She nodded again. There were more like me. But they didn't disobey. And what happened? To them, she stared at the ceiling. Gone, used, then erased. Leo looked at the message again. He could open the airlock. Walk away. Leave her here. Live. But he already knew the truth. He couldn't walk away. He turned on the communicator. For the first time, he spoke back. You want her? Then come take her. Silence. Then, you will not survive this, Leo smiled grimly. Guess. I wasn't planning to. The girl sat up slowly. You shouldn't do this. I already did, Leo said. Her hand touched his arm. Weak but warm. No one ever chose me before, she whispered. Well, Leo replied, get used to it. Outside, the largest ship of the fleet moved forward, a long, dark vessel. Thousands of lights across its surface. It wasn't shaped. Like a warship. It looked like a coffin. Suddenly the ship's lights flickered. Leo turned. What's happening? The girl's eyes were glowing again. She stood up, shaking but stronger. They're trying to shut us down, she said. Hijack your ship. Can you stop them? Not alone, she said. But maybe with you, Leo looked confused. Me? I'm just human, she said. That's what makes you different. She took his hand. Her glow spread to him. His veins lit up. His heartbeat echoed through the ship. Suddenly, the walls responded. Not just to her, to them both. The ship. Powered up, stronger than before, faster, brighter. Alive. The hunter. Fleet noticed. Their ships locked on. Weapons glowed red. Leo and the girl stood in the cockpit. Side by side. One half alive. One almost broken. Together. Unstoppable. She looked at him. Are you ready to run again? Leo shook his head. Not this time. He said. He pushed the controls and the stars exploded around them. The ship launched forward like a comet. The fleet opened fire, but missed. Too fast. Too strange. One moment they were there, the next gone, far. Behind on the lead ship, a voice whispered. They fused. The human changed her. Another voice replied, no, she changed him. Leo was alone. His wrists were tied behind his back. His knees pressed against the cold metal floor. The room smelled like chemicals and death. He had failed. The girl Echo was gone. Taken by the same people who had built her, broken her and buried her in glass. And now, they had him too. A voice echoed through the dark chamber, calm, cold, robotic. You touched the weapon. You interfered. You will be erased. Leo didn't answer. The voice came again. Do you wish to speak before deletion? He laughed weakly. Yeah, just one thing. Silence. Then he said, she's not a weapon anymore. Somewhere else on the ship, in a room full of white lights and silver walls. She opened her eyes. Not slowly, not weakly. But like thunder, the guards around her stepped back. Their scanners blinked red. Energy surge. Vital signs unstable. Project Echo is... They didn't finish because the walls cracked, back in the prison cell. Leo felt the floor shake. The lights flickered. A siren screamed. Containment breach! Sector 9, he smiled. She's awake. Echo stepped out of the broken chamber. Her skin glowed brighter than before. Not just white now, but gold, warm, alive. The soldiers raised their weapons. She raised her eyes, and they dropped their guns. Some collapsed, as if gravity betrayed them. Others screamed and vanished into thin air. She didn't touch them. She only remembered them, and memory was enough. She walked barefoot through the halls of the ship. No one could stop her. Doors opened before she reached them. Screens burned black when she looked at them. The ship tried to speak to her, contain her, but it didn't realize something. She wasn't Echo anymore. She found Leo in the dark cell. His head lifted weakly. He blinked. She was shining, floating a little off the floor. Her eyes were no longer sad. They were fire. You came back, he whispered. She knelt beside him. Touched the cuffs on his wrists. They melted like wax. Leo looked at her. "You're different," she nodded. I remembered who I am, and I'm not what they made. As they walked through the corridor, alarms wailed louder. Ships outside the mothership began to move, preparing to attack. A giant screen lit up above them. A face appeared, half machine, half alien, the High Creator. "Echo, return to your chamber. You are unstable." She stood tall. "You are afraid. You were designed to serve." "I was designed to feel nothing," she replied. "But I do. Now I do." "What have you done?" She looked at Leo. Then, back at the screen, "I found something you could never program. A reason to fight." The ship opened fire, not on them but on itself. Eco's presence infected everything. Systems crashed. Walls bent. Lights shattered. A wave of energy followed her like a storm. She and Leo reached the ship bay. His small ship was still there, broken, but untouched. Leo turned. "Can you get us out of here?" She touched the hull. It healed under her hand. "I can do more than that." They launched from the mothership. The hunter fleet was waiting. Too many ships. Too many weapons, but Echo didn't flinch. She stepped forward inside the cockpit and closed her eyes. The space around them shifted. The ships froze, every signal jammed, every weapon silenced. She didn't destroy them. She simply shut the war off. Inside the enemy fleet, commanders screamed, "Fire! Target them! Now!" But nothing responded. And in that frozen moment, a single message played across every screen. "You built me to destroy. But I choose something else. I choose to protect." Leo watched her from behind. She looked like a star, but she still turned and smiled, like a girl who just remembered how to feel. And then, together, they flew into the light. They flew into silence. Stars all around. No voices, no orders. For the first time, she felt free, but freedom came with weight. Echo sat in the corner of the ship, staring out the window. She had erased entire warships with a thought, silenced weapons with a whisper, but now she couldn't stop thinking about what she'd done, about what she could become. Leo sat across from her, bruised but breathing. He watched her carefully, like someone watching a star too close. "Beautiful, but dangerous. Where do you want to go?" he asked. She didn't look away from the stars. "I don't know what want feels like yet," she said. They passed quiet planets, broken moons. Cold light, but peace didn't last. On the edge of human space, a signal lit up. A warning. Galactic Council notice. Subject Echo is a Class X threat. Immediate destruction ordered. Leo read it out loud. Echo didn't blink. "They'll come again," he said. "I know," she replied. "Can we run?" She looked at her hands. "I don't want to run anymore." They landed on a quiet planet. Green trees, blue skies, no cities, no satellites. Just air. Real air. Echo stepped outside the ship barefoot. The ground felt strange under her feet. Alive, birds flew above them. Wind moved through her hair. She closed her eyes and breathed in deep. Leo stood beside her. "This planet isn't on any maps," he said. "Good," she replied. That night they made a small fire. Leo cooked food. She tried it, her face twisted. "It's odd," Leo laughed. "That's just soup." They sat in silence for a while. Then she asked, "What does it mean to be human?" Leo stared into the flames. "It means feeling afraid, but standing anyway. It means making mistakes, wanting things, choosing." She looked at him. "I chose to save you," she said. He smiled. That was a very human thing to do. The sky above them flashed. Ships, coming fast, dozens. The council had found them. Leo stood up. "Get back inside." "No," she said. "No more hiding." The ships surrounded the valley, weapons aimed at one girl. A voice called from above. Through a speaker, "You are not a person. You are stolen technology. This is your last warning." She stepped forward. Her voice was calm. "I am not yours. You are a system failure. You are a virus. I'm more than wires and light." "Now," she said. "You are alone," she smiled sadly. "No, I'm not." Leo stepped beside her. "No more cages," he said. "No more control." She added, The sky turned white, weapons fired, missiles screamed toward the ground. Echo closed her eyes, and the light inside her awakened brighter than ever before. Time bent. Fire. Stop. Everything froze. She walked through the light like a dream, touched each weapon, touched each ship, didn't destroy them, just disconnected them. With hate. Not with fear, but with understanding. In one breath, it was over. The ship shut down. The sky went quiet. And for the first time, the galaxy paused. Echo stood under the stars. She could have destroyed them all, but she didn't. She chose mercy, and the galaxy watched, and feared. Because a weapon shows power, but a human chooses. Leo walked beside her. You okay? He asked. She nodded. I think I'm finally... What are you now? He asked gently. She looked up at the stars and whispered, human. Enough.